Hi everyone, so tonight I wanted to talk about the importance of observation in a Montessori environment. Maria Montessori was a scientist, and so she gained a lot of her knowledge through simply observing children in environments all throughout the world. And she noticed that children had similar characteristics at particular age groups. And so she developed her, method around that. So observation is a huge part of our practice as Montessori teachers. And I was lucky enough to attend a conference earlier this year and heard a Montessori teacher, Wendy Calise, speak, and she talked about observation. And she talked about the 7 stages of observation that you go through as teachers, because it's really hard to observe as a teacher sometimes because there's so much going on and you're wanting to keep an eye on everyone. So to just sit down and observe your classroom can seem often like the opposite thing that you want to do in a busy situation. But it's just so important. And so what happens at our school, for 10 to 15 minutes a day, we will sit on the observation chair. The children know they cannot talk to us at this time, and they will have to go to the assistant. And we just observe. And I have a little chart and I take notes on each child, and we just watch our community. At the start, when you start observing, it's actually really hard. It feels like a long time. And you do things like you kind of give an evil stare to a child that might be misbehaving, and you have to get rid of all that and all the judgment and actually just truly watch your classroom. And now, I love it and I look forward to that part of my day. And Wendy Calise said observation will restore your faith in humanity. And it really does. I've seen the child go and help another child tie their shoelaces. I've seen, the child that goes and cleans up someone's work for them without even anyone noticing. I've seen the start of conflicts and therefore been able to help facilitate the resolution of them much, much better. And also, if we have a child that there's an issue with, instead of jumping in and making a plan, what we will normally do first in a Montessori environment is actually observe them. So maybe one of us might take half an hour, and just observe that child and see what's causing those behaviours. It always makes for such a better solution when you can see why behaviours are happening. And the children just get used to observing, people observing. And actually in our school we have an observation book, because since we're doing it, we thought, well, the children should have the right to observe their community too. So they can get this out whenever they want and go sit on the observation chair, as long as no one else is on it. And they can just draw or write what they see. So, they can see here someone's playing chess, and some of them write. And we have observers in who, I think of sending their children to the school, and they can use this book as well. So it's just a really nice way to get the children into that practice as well. And actually, I've been making a really conscious effort these holidays to stay off my phone when I'm waiting in line for something, and just be, present and observe what's going on. And I've had some really wonderful conversations. I was getting my car fixed today, and I had this lovely conversation with this old man about his life, and got his whole life story. And it just really does restore your faith in humanity. And it's something we can practice in our everyday lives, but is also a wonderful part of the Montessori philosophy.